Welcome to Games World. Tonight is cheat night, so please enter the Peep Parlour. Hello, darlings, and welcome to my Peep Parlour for another hearty helping of video game tips and advice. To start with, my experts are going to answer some of your questions, so please come forward and let it all hang out.
Sorry to bother you again, but I need some more help on Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, blimey. You really must be stupid. Now, listen and learn. On the password screen, enter shark fin. This should take you to the lagoon without an airbag. So, you don't have to swim around looking for things. And Spike, as a bonus, reckons you should press B, then A, for an extra deadly sonar that kills everything in its path. Alright? Keep it quiet, but it's actually Spike's birthday today, and me and the lads have organised a bit of a stripogram for him. See ya.
Thanks.
Can you help me score on NHLPA hockey on a Mega Drive?
Detective Chief Inspector Mike Hatter on the case. Now, set up the game as normal, but don't press start. Instead, leave it. Now, plug in a control pad to port 2. Highlight the change goalie option and press C. This removes the computer's goalie, making your chances of scoring somewhat higher. And you need all the chances you can get, Sonny, because you're going down for a 10 stretch. Now clear off my manor.
Thank you.
I always die before I can get anywhere in Robin Hood on the NES. Is there anything I can do?
Shatang! On the title screen, when asked to press start, press button A 8 times, then button B 8 times. A secret password screen will then appear. Pick one of these passwords to get anywhere throughout the game. Wall, Loxley, Dubois, Chase, Cathedra, Ball, Well, Chapel, Catacomb, Master, Tax, Pond, Village, Selps, Town, Town Hang, and Castle Inn.
Oh, sorry.
OK, I'm off now to do a very dangerous stunt. I'm going to handcuff myself to Esther Ransom for the day. But remember, mind, body, weapon.
Thanks for helping me.
Is there anything odd I can do on Zelda 3?
Zelda 3? On that Lemmer and Super Nintendos, you say? All right, just a minute. If you hit a chicken 100 times, watch out, as you'll be attacked by a flock of undead zombie chickens. All right?
Thank you very much.
Is there a cheat on Alien 3 on the Master System?
Wow! Those aliens! They're amazing, man. They jump out at you. They're scary, you know. What you've got to do is play a 2-player game and make sure both players get a high score. When the first player dies, enter Alien as their name. Now, the other player will have infinite lives, so you can storm around giving those nasty aliens a hard time. I wonder what it's like to be a lemon slice.
Thank you.
Well, with all the tips you're getting, you should all be becoming champion games players by now. Maybe not quite as good as his worshipfulness the game's messiah, but after all, he is holier than thou.
Good evening. The Games Messiah here, with my masterclass on Megalomania on the Mega Drive. First, let's have a brief summary on how to work with the other characters that you will be fighting in the game. The first rule is don't trust anybody. But with that said, it's best to try and make an alliance with one of your opponents as quickly as possible, for it's better to have their attention on your enemy than yourself. But once you have enough power, get your men out onto the field and hit them with all you've got. This rule applies to all of your opponents, Scarlet, Oberon, Madcap and Caesar, as in the long run, they're all untrustworthy. The best strategy at the beginning of the game is to invent a lower class weapon, equip your men with them and get them straight out onto the field to attack the enemy's citadel. It should soon be destroyed, catching them unawares, enabling you to defeat them easily. Keep this strategy up for most of the game, and only change this tactic when you have the knowledge to build nuclear weapons. Once you've beaten a level with a certain amount of your men, don't progress onto the second one straight away. Go back and try and complete the level with less men. This way, when you advance to the later levels, you will have more men carried over to use in your armies.
Ergonomically terrific.
Take your time in the earlier levels to make your inventions ergonomically terrific. This will be very handy in the later levels, as it will allow you to make your offensive and defensive contraptions in half the time. If you are playing a level and your opponents are fighting each other, use this valuable time to make as many offensive and defensive weapons as possible. This will increase the technology of your citadel, giving you far more protection.
We've advanced a tech level.
Armed with these tips, you should be able to send your enemies to meet their maker, a relation of mine, and enable you to reach the mother of all battles.
Thank you, Ducky. Next is me favourite bit, our Hall of Fame, where we tip our hats to your outstanding moments of video game ecstasy. Get a load of this, lovies.
Hi, my name is Emily Gleave. My Hall of Fame is to complete the first level of Zool in under 55 seconds, and I'll show you how. The easiest way to get a good time on Zool is to remember where the baddies come in. The hardest baddies to kill are the bumblebees. They pop up everywhere. You need to jump and fire quickly to kill them, otherwise they drain your energy. Don't bother going for the points and the sweets. Just run straight ahead and that will give you the best time. If you lose energy, don't worry. You'll soon see a flying heart, which will give you extra energy. The main key to success in this level is just to run fast, jump and shoot your way through. Oh, that was quite good. I'm pleased with that, and I don't think it'll get beaten.
Hello, I'm Lee Arnold, and I can perfect the computer at Street Fighter 2 in 14 seconds.
Round one, fight!
Hi, I'm Hussein Gaffel, and I'm the baddest at Street Fighter 2. I can beat the Super NES in 8 seconds flat, and I'll show you.
Round two, fight!
Not bad, eh? Now, If you can do better or have an unbeatable record, let me know at this address, and we'll show you off to the nation. We've just got time to slip in a quick one-to-one session with the games mistress. Will the next tender adolescent step forward, please?
Games Mistress, how do I complete the water level at the end of the forest section on Valo to the Rescue on the Mega Drive?
Oh, how embarrassing. You really do need some hands-on tuition, don't you? Pick up the 2 blue bunnies from the start of the level. Change into one of them. And then jump onto the first platform and float it down to here. Repeat this for the next 4 platforms. Now, jump onto the floating log and move this back to Rolo. Get Rolo over to the central platform and change into a rabbit to bring down the mobile platform directly above. Go up to the top of the screen and go right, using these platforms. Then rescue the beaver and the 2 moles and change into the mole to dig through the wall and finish the level. I hope that brings you happiness.
Thanks.
What a tough taskmaster that games mistress is. Time for a break now, but we'll be back in a few moments with more tips, cheats and video game action. Don't go away, lovies. The Peep Parlour. Please enter the Peep Parlour. Welcome back to my house of fun. My game gurus are eagerly awaiting your questions, so step up and fire away.
Is it possible to skip levels on the Mega Drive version of Alien 3?
It is, but I warn you, it ain't easy. So, pencils and paper at the ready, please. Now, enter the options screen and, using a controller in the second port, enter the following code. Curd lard. Crazy, eh? So press button C, then up, right, down, left, button A, right, and finally, down.
I know you. You're Steady Eddie Fingers McFastcar McVeigh, the famous East End bank job getaway driver.
Play the game as usual with the controller in port 1. And when you want to skip a level, press start, then buttons C, A and B. The screen will flash green to indicate the cheat is active. Now press start again to get to the next level. Okay.
Thank you. In Premier Manager on the Amiga, I've used a cheat for a better goalie, but I keep running out of money and the rest of my team is rubbish. Is there another cheat, please?
Go to the telephone again and enter the phone number 781560, and your entire team will be incredibly skillful, if a little mature. Now look at your bank balance. You should have £20 million.
Leave it!
So why not pamper yourself a little?
Thanks.
I've heard there's a hidden game on Lotus Turbo on the Amiga. Can you show me where it is, please?
Oh, I know this one. Simply enter player 1's name as Monster, that's M-O-N-S-T-E-R, and, okay, you're listening, and player 2's name as 17, that's S-E-V-E-N, teen, T-E-E-N. And there we are. Voila, monsieur. Very, very tricky. Shoot him up.
Shut it!
Thank you. What's the fastest bike on Road Rash 2 and how do I get it?
Who do you think you are, Sonny? Evil Knievel? Don't make me laugh. But there is a secret bike you'll have never seen before. Enter as a passcode 009N1V00. Now,
you'll have a crazy bike called Wild Thing 2000, which can do 200 miles per hour, has loads of nitros, and, as it's a light one, can do 0 to 60 quicker than a hijacked security van. Watch out for the speed trap, sunshine, because me and the other lads down the cop shop will come down on you like a ton of bricks, you knock!
Thank you.
Next up, that precocious young Turk, Big Boy Barry, is going to hit the mat with the stars of wrestling in that grappling beat-em-up, WWF Wrestlemania.
Hiya, Grapple fans. Barry's back. Oh, you lucky people. Well, I hope you're feeling a bit feisty, because tonight I'm going to show you how to pole drive and suplex your way to victory on my masterclass for WWF Wrestlemania for the Sega Mega Drive. Alright then, the best way to do this is for me to take you through each character in turn and show you the basic technique on how to beat them. First off, let's pick on Arwen R. Shyster. The trick here is to keep pulling him up and down off the canvas, using the B button to body slam him and the A button to pick him up again. Repeat this until his energy is real low, then body slam him and leg drop him, once again using the B button. 3. Next we move on to the weirdly named Papa Shango. Kick him to the floor and then pick him up again before you start to grapple with him. Drop into the canvas with a huge body slam and then use a drop kick on him when he's lying on the floor. That should reduce his energy more than enough so you can pin him and move straight on to the next match. Next we move on to the Homeboy, the British Bulldog. First off, hit him down with a punch and kick combination. When his energy is real low, leg drop him to the floor near the edge of the ringside. Get out of the ring and climb up onto the top pillar. Polish him off with a flying elbow drop. That's one doggy, that's out of here.
Oh, doesn't he move well for his size?
The $1 Million Man doesn't even begin to describe the huge wealth of Big Boy Barry. So when this guy rang me up and whined for the title, I thought I'd let him have it. Still, it's quite hard to beat. Start off by kicking him until you get into a safe distance away to start grappling with him. Now, grapple with him and try and perform a body slam on him. He is hard and it does take a while, but do persevere. When he's finally down, use a leg drop on him. Pick him up and use one of the more complicated throws against this guy, as he finds it very hard to defend these. Whatever you do though, do not use punches on him, as you'll lose every single time. Okay, Grapple fans, that's all. With this information, you should have a huge advantage over your opponents, and should therefore take down the game within days. Hey, what are you still doing here? This may be called the Peep Parlour, but that's taking liberties. Go on, get out of here.
Right. It's about this time every week that I like to field some of your questions myself, particularly anything about the latest video game news, because I do like to keep you up to date. So please, come clean with your queries.
Madam Pixel, can I buy Cash Dash, the game that's used in Games World's Eliminator and Beat the Elite shows?
No, I'm afraid not. That game's for the privileged few on Games World. But we might indulge you one day if the fancy takes us.
Madam Pixel, can I play my old Nintendo games on my new Super Nintendo?
Yes, lovey, very soon. Those helpful chaps at Hornby are working on a special adapter that will enable you to play your old NES games on the Super Nintendo.
Madam Pixel, I've heard Nintendo withdrawing their game Star Fox. Is this true?
There's been a lot of legal problems with the name Star Fox in Europe, so although it's exactly the same game, it's now called Star Wing. Right, that's enough wisdom from me. But before we go, the game's mistress is ready for another session. So who's the next plucky young thing with a problem?
Super Tiny Toons is really hard and I can't get past the kitchen level. What can I do, Games Mistress?
You listen to the Games Mistress. That's what you do. Now, you have to feed him from the conveyor belts. The method is to jump up and hit the belt with your head when Dizzy is near. This should feed him. Then when he starts to spin, just run away into the doors at the side to avoid the evil little devil. Now, you've learnt your lesson. You can get on your way.
Thank you.
Right, next up is my favourite bit. It's time for us to tip our hats to your outstanding game-playing performances in the Hall of Fame. Check this out.
My name's David McDonough and my challenge is to get 1.8 on Ghost Valley 1 on Super Mario Kart, and this is how I did it. I chose Donkey Kong. He's got pretty slow acceleration, but if you get the turbo start, you should be away. I got the speed start by pressing the acceleration button just before the second light. While you're on a straight and you're coming up to a corner, go wide and take the corner narrow, and then you should be okay. The first few times I got the speed by chance, but you'll learn how to do it by the advice I've give you. That's it, I've equalled my challenge and I don't think anybody could possibly beat it. Just try.
Not bad, eh? Now, remember, if you can beat that or have your own record, let us know at this address and you'll be instantly famous, recognised wherever you go. Well, nearly. Right, it's good night for me, Madam Pixel. See you next week for more enlightenment at the usual peeping hour. Ta-ra, notes.
And don't forget, we can see Beat the Elite tomorrow at the same time of 6. Rescue is back in half an hour's time here on Sky One, and after the break, it's time to zoom in on that area known as East Street.
You're watching Sky One. From September the 1st, this channel will be scrambled as part of the Sky Multi-Channels package. If you're a movie subscriber, don't worry. You'll continue to receive Sky One absolutely free of charge. If you're not a movie subscriber, you should have received this simple form in the post. Just fill it out and send it back to us. And make sure you're part of a brand new Sky with Sky Multi-Channels.